Since the pandemic, transit ridership across the United States has dropped significantly, and while ridership has been recovering in many cities, it remains below 2019 levels in much of the country. One such region is the San Francisco Bay Area, where systems like the Bay Area Rapid Transit, San Francisco Municipal Railway, CalTrain, and AC Transit are now facing major budget shortfalls and potential service cuts. To better understand how we got here, what can be done about it, and why this matters not just for the Bay Area, but for the rest of the country, I spoke with Carter Lavin from the Trans-Bay Coalition.
So my name is Carter Lavin. I'm the co-founder of Trans-Bay Coalition. We're a transit advocacy group in the 9-county San Francisco Bay Area, and we are one of the coalition members of the Connect Bay Area effort to pass a regional measure to save and improve transit throughout the 5 big Bay Area counties of San Francisco, Alameda, Contra Costa, Santa Clara, and San Mateo. The author of the book, If You Want to Win, You've Got to Fight, A Guide to Effective Transportation Advocacy.
Transit funding issues are not unique to the Bay Area. Instead, it is a problem we face across the country.
The United States doesn't appropriately fund public transit. This is a budget issue in California. This is a transit issue in the Bay Area. This is an issue throughout the United States, that regions lack the service that they need, that the agencies that are providing service almost across the board are, some levels of starving staff. And in the Bay Area, we're no exception to that. One of the biggest differences, though, is that our transit agencies largely were a lot more self-funded than other transit agencies, that they were much more fare-reliant. Fare box recovery ratio was a lot higher in the Bay, which is actually a bad thing. Public transit is a public good. It should be funded by the public, by our government. And historically, because we've had such high-performing transit agencies, there hasn't been as intense of a push to get state funding or local funding for these agencies, so they were more reliant on fare boxes. And in the Bay Area, we're a region where there's a lot of us work from home culture now.
In December 2019, the BART saw 376,000 riders daily on an average weekday. In March 2026, 200,000. A 53% recovery rate. However, the low ridership isn't because people don't rely on transit anymore, but because they are making fewer trips.
There's a lot of people whose lives are not going into the office 5 days a week. Maybe they go to the office 2 days a week. And so the number of people taking transit, the total number of transit riders, the individuals, that's up. That's an increase. More people are taking transit than before. However, the trips per person is down. And so someone who might used to have taken BART, 6 days a week, they would go in the office 5 days a week, and then on a Saturday, they'd go for some little adventure. Now they're taking it 3 days a week. Someone who takes the bus all the time is maybe doing fewer trips and doing stuff more locally. Transit's still an integral part of their life. Transit's still a big part of how our region functions. And transit's still essential to getting around. If you only open your refrigerator one time a day, as opposed to 4 times a day, you still need your refrigerator. And so what this has meant, though, is that because there isn't federal funding for transit at any significant, meaningful level, because there's no significant state level funding, and now what's happened with fares, that's created this big crisis in transit agencies throughout the Bay Area.
Without proper state and federal funds, lower ridership could be catastrophic for an agency that heavily relies on fares to operate.
Unless new funding comes up, we're looking at major cuts. BART, for example, is talking about having to cut down about 15 stations and running less than half of the service they're currently running. MUNI, the San Francisco bus and rail agency, is facing gigantic cuts as well. They're talking about 50% cuts on some lines and eliminating lines altogether. AC Transit in the East Bay is talking about 16% service cuts. County Connection in Contra Costa County is just putting out their announcements about their service cuts. CalTrain is talking about no weekend service, trains only once an hour, and no service after 9 o'clock. And the VTA in the South Bay is looking at, they have dark clouds on their horizon. This year they're looking a little okay, but a few years out they have some structural issues coming up.
While this video so far might sound negative, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and there is a way transit in the Bay Area can be saved.
But we need to get about 200,000 signatures by June in order to put a funding measure for transit on the ballot in November. And if that passes, we have basically 14 years of funding, about $1 billion a year for transit throughout these 5 Bay Area counties for all the agencies in those counties, which prevents these devastating cuts and puts us on a very solid financial footing.
What Carter is referring to is the Connect Bay Area Transit Ballot measure. This measure will raise the sales tax by 1 cent in San Francisco and half a cent in the rest of the Bay Area counties for 14 years. With $1 billion of funding each year raised by this sales tax, it will allow the area's transit to sustain its current service level for the foreseeable future. Additionally, a local measure for San Francisco called a Stronger MUNI for All is being proposed to further sustain the financial stability of San Francisco's major transit agency.
San Francisco's MUNI is in a particularly rough spot. MUNI is one of the biggest transit agencies in this country. It's one of the highest frequency, one of the highest quality, and it's one that got just particularly rocked with the kind of changing of how our communities work, how our communities get around, about how San Francisco itself, how its finances as a city have been going. And so they need both these measures, the Stronger MUNI for All and Connect Bay Area, to pass in order to prevent the devastating cuts. And so, we have both this regional measure and then also in San Francisco, a local measure, and we need them both.
In many U.S. cities, ballot measures are passed to fund transit expansions. While that is great, operations are just as important, as that is kind of the bare minimum. You can't expand the system when the existing one is not functioning.
A lot of times when there's a bond or something like that, that's for building a new thing, buying new stuff. But that means transit agencies, maybe they get a new bus, but if they don't have a bus operator, if they can't hire the bus mechanics, they can't pay for the increasing price of gas, they're in trouble. So Connect Bay Area is about transit operations funding. And so that's the stuff that we need to keep it going. And that does cover all sorts of things like janitor services, cleaning services. BART trains get cleaned on an extremely regular basis. And it's a big part of that. That's a big cost. Same thing with buses and everything like that. And so by funding operations, we can prevent the devastating cuts. There's probably still going to be some service adjustments in some communities, depending on, that particular agency's finances. But this is avoiding the worst of the worst, the really devastating stuff. And there's about a $45 million a year pot of money going into what's called transit transformational work. I think of it as the stuff that really goes into making the experience better for people. So like wayfinding signage. For example, I was collecting signatures outside of a BART station the other day. Person came out of the BART station and she said, "Hey, I'm looking for this bus. Where's this bus?" And I was able to direct her to where she needed to go. Good thing I was there, but there was no signs, and that's something that every bit of friction that we have in our transit system leads people to be a little less likely to use it. And so that means every bit of friction we can remove, every bit of smoothing that we can do makes transit more accessible. And so, there's a pot of funding to go toward accessibility improvements, wayfinding, better signage, things like that. That will help out with service, as well as some of these like special discount programs that we started to do, discounting when you're transferring between agencies, for example.
While all of this sounds great, it will need your contributions to have the chance to show up on the ballot in the first place. And before you think there's nothing you can do if you don't live in the Bay Area, there is. Bear with me.
One of the biggest things a person can do to help is come on out to one of our signature gathering events that we're hosting. We're hosting lots of events every single week all throughout the region, and just put the link in the chat. And so if someone wants to get involved and come either sign or they want to become a signature gatherer with us, we need all the help we can get. That's the place to go. And then if we get the 200,000 signatures, then it goes to the ballot. We still have to campaign and knock on doors and do all that stuff. So our door is always open. We're always looking for more helpers, more volunteers, more donors to help this campaign get off the ground. And if you're someone who's outside of the Bay Area and you're hearing about this, tell your friends in the Bay Area, but also start organizing with your community. Start organizing with the bus riders in your community so that you're pushing for the funding and the road space and the bus stop amenities that your service needs. Because if we don't fight, we don't win. And if you think everything's fine now in your community, great. things might change, and you're going to want to be prepared. You're going to want to be organized. You're going to want to be strong so that you can keep things getting better and be well positioned in the event of potential service cuts in your community. So get involved if you're in the Bay Area. If you're elsewhere, please start organizing locally and start pressing your Congress member for more funding for transit throughout the country.
And this is what makes the transit crisis Bay Area folks are facing a lesson for the rest of the country. This crisis could someday happen elsewhere, and we should always be ready to fight for better transit.
At the end of the day, the question is, are people speaking out to their elected officials at all levels of government getting funding? For example, in the federal government, Congress is preparing for their big transportation bill that's in the nearest future. Are you Scott, are you Uberman, me, and other people who are listening or watching this, are you reaching out to your congressperson? Are you organizing locally to get big federal funding, to get more state funding? Because if we're not going to fight for this stuff, if we aren't fighting for it, we're not going to get it. And so that's a big part of why we're in this space, is that generally speaking, this has been a community that's been, I wouldn't say under-organized, but has a lot of potential for being a much sharper political force in American politics. And we need to do that work, or else, we're going to keep begging for scraps just to get by.
And finally, I want to address the people who say, I don't care about transit because I drive. You might think that since you drive to work or wherever else, and you don't take transit, this won't affect you anyway. Guess what? If the transit system is cut as planned, a lot of those riders might have to switch to driving, which means more cars on the road. That could mean a longer commute on the road for you. And while I hope you switch to taking transit, even if you choose to never take a train or bus, the presence of decent public transit might still have made your commute smoother. If you watched this far, I'm pretty sure you're convinced about what I am trying to put out here. If you're from the Bay Area, please come out to one of Connect Bay Area Transit's campaign signing events. Time and location are in the description below. If you're not from the region, you can still reach out to your friends and families that live there. Thanks for watching, and let's save transit together.